Don't let somebody's, entertainment actually be your lifestyle, especially when you don't have the means necessary to support your lifestyle. It just don't work that way.
Right. Don't let your younger years, F up your older years.
And don't let your young years, I don't know what's wrong with her. I guess it's a Sunday, right? And she's missing church. Don't let your young years fuck up your older years because I got you. Stay down. Like, so you got to keep in mind, right? Like my youngest daughter, she's 10, she'll be 11 and 20 something because she always reminds my birthday coming soon. Like, little girl, if you want to sit your ass down somewhere. But look, I tell her you're 10, right? But what you do from this point on in the next, like what you're doing is for the 20-year-old. You're sowing seeds so your 20-year-old can benefit, right? And then by the time you get to 30, what you do in between 20 and then, like it's always 10 years behind you that sets the stage for that 10 years in front of you.
Welcome to the Love Is Podcast with your host, that Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, and her co-host, the Lovable Asshole. That's right, I said lovable, Mr. DK Walker, where they will be discussing love, relationships, family, life, sex, self-help, and what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because love is everything, and everything should be loved. Now to today's podcast.
Hello, everyone. It's your girls, that Thorny Chic, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. DK, you know what to do.
Not really. Like, men are trained. We respond better when we're told what to do.
Is that so?
This is so.
DK, say hello to the people. Stop being difficult this morning.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this house. There's some.
That's not what
hoes in this house.
That's not what you were asked to do.
You said say hello to the people, and I'm pretty sure some of our listeners, whether they want to admit to it or not, when the new anthem of Cardi B has flooded the airways, they got an extra bounce in their ass because that song spoke directly to them. So when I said there's some hoes, and I was speaking to them, hoes in this house.
And when you see them, point them out. Lord Jesus. Clearly one of us has had, their coffee and one of us has not. I don't know which it is, but we gon' find out. This morning, we're going to discuss, like my co-host said, the new Cardi B, Meg Stallion anthem. Now, let's start off with this. We're not by any means bashing either one because we do love both of them, or at least I do.
Oh God, do we ever? Oh, G Mo Nelly Juice.
Cardi have you driving into work with a whole new boss mentality. You take over the whole damn corporation.
Now, I mean, the visual ain't bad either. Like, I'm just that tattoo that the latest joint she got. I'm like, girl,
I ain't see the video. I left that for you.
Nah, but she was rocking the tattoo, but it's like
I follow her on Instagram, so I know which one. The peacock.
Man, girl, what's the baby all that? Oh, she married. Let me be respectful. So am I. I'm about to get killed. Anyway.
Right. The day after your anniversary, you about to die over a Cardi.
Right. And it's crazy that.
See how this don't work?
I don't, but I'm just, I mean, first of all, I'm a man. Just like, okay, let's keep it a buck. And my wife, like, she never listens, but she catches like glimpses of it. So, when the host of, I think the band name was Safari, dick pic was making the circulations, she jumped out the window, and I wasn't mad. I'm secure in my security, so I wasn't mad about that, right? So, if she want to bark like that, I can always just pull the Safari card. You remember how you was a geek? I'm not really geeked off Cardi. Lord have mercy, I just lied to the people. Please forgive me. Anyway.
I'm of course I'm a little, partial to Safari.
You're a female, you should be. But then again, I'm not judging females that's on that, that's partial to Safari or partial to Cardi B or just strictly it don't move the needle in my life. I don't pass judgment. Whatever you gotta do.
That's not why.
Yeah, put a smile on your face.
And make the world a better place.
Yeah, a twinkle in your eye and make your drawers sticky. Whatever you gotta do.
Sticky, icky.
Please let not. I don't want to judge. As a matter of fact, tell me what. Because write a book, inform some people. Why don't you?
That's not why I was after as far as Jamaicans, so that's why. Did I see the pic
you,
though? Listen,
Lord,
did I
yo,
see the pic
see,
though?
Jesus, see, you gonna stop with
Call
the
her.
fake bullshit.
Call
You
her.
act like you ain't even see
How?
the dick pic. You seen
I didn't
it.
say I didn't. I didn't say I
Look
didn't.
at you.
I
And if
didn't
people
say
can
I
see you
did
now, they would see both of
not.
those doggone light, bright cheekbones by your eye because you cheesing so damn hard.
No, not
You
this
probably got the
morning.
joint say you got to say to your phone, don't you?
No.
See, there
Not
you go.
this
Now
morning.
you want to be lying and righteous. It's all right. It's all
I'm
right.
not. I'm not. I'll be the
Okay.
first to say, yes, I do want to
I'm
die.
just you. I mean, can we,
Can we what?
this doggone podcast is not about Safari, his dick and that pic is old news. This is about
You
Meg,
brought it up.
the stat. Let me say that real slow so I can have her doggone name roll off my lips properly. I see the video. I'm trying to tell you.
Shoot your shot. Go ahead.
I can't. Like I'm an
Shoot
old man.
your
So
shot.
sometimes you gotta just watch the game. So when you get to a certain age, you just gotta just watch the game. I'm no longer 2 reasons. I'm married. I'm happily married. Let me be emphatic about that, right? Because I do have white friends and my mother-in-law occasionally listen to the podcast until I, go over the top and she can't listen no more, right? So I'm emphatically happily married, right? But you get to a certain age, you got to be honest. Like I can't play that game. That game is for youngsters. So I just sit on the sidelines and just watch. But you still have to give credit where credit due. I think what Meg is doing. I think what Cardi is doing is phenomenal. It's just anytime you get a movement going, and so where we're going to today with this podcast and whatnot. I don't as much as we're in no way, shape, or form coming for Cardi or Meg, right?
No.
My co-host said that earlier. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to save some of you young hoes from turning to old hoes. So what's going to happen? You're going to think that the song is going to be the begin all and end all of your life, and you're going to think because you got that gushy, you're going to think because that doggone that box in between your legs is like none other, like boo-boo, sweetheart. Every female got a box. You know what I mean? You lie to yourself and you tell yourself your box is one of a kind, right? So you get amped and you hear this, and then what happens is music influences culture with the younger generation. I know we starting off the head, and right, you not getting this is a bonus episode. So nope. No, what the fuck news? Sorry. Kern's favorite part of said podcast will be back next podcast. Now we diving straight in because we see where the needle's going at, and we see a lot of females. And don't get me wrong, like, so for those that don't know, yesterday was my wedding anniversary, and we pulled up to my brother's house, right? And of course he like, come through, I'm gonna fix some drinks, we're gonna toast it up, yada yada yada. I'm like, I bet we can do that, right? So we were just out and about, just getting out the house. So we swung past his place, and as soon as we drive up in front of his house, like a doggone car come barreling down. It's like my brother lives at the end of like a dead end, whatever the case may be, right? His house is all the way the second to the last. So a car zoom up right behind his whip, and they whip right in their parking lot. And man, you cannot believe what was blurring out of their bucket. When I say bucket, that means the car was a humpty, right? You can't believe what was blurring out of their bucket. Karen, could you clue the people that was blurring what the song was that was blurring out of their bucket?
WAP.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes. Now, like, okay, me knowing, the way the temperature is with the culture and how music affects the people, like, okay, so I'm thinking that the car, like, this is crazy, right? I'm thinking the car was a bunch of young females. And I'm not mad. Enjoy yourself. The song's a great song. I promise you. The video is so much better. Pastor Vaseline. Anyway, yes, that was creepy.
Yeah.
It was all right, but I'm just being honest. I'm an old man. Look, so I expect the car to be a full female, young, about to go find somewhere to turn up, hopefully someplace safe because COVID-19 is still real. But the first person that jumped out of the car was a dude. And he was bopping to there's some holes in this house. Like I'm like, oh, I got uncomfortable. I'm like, wow. So I wasn't judging. I'm not judging, but I'm just telling you how great the song is. I don't know dudes, take on life. Read into that what you will. But what I do know, the doggone song was so infectious that he was bopping. He had the rhythm. I'm like, all he was missing was dollars at his feet. That's the thing I'm saying, right?
But that's the thing. Dudes kill me with that. Y'all act like y'all ain't listening to Meg the Stallion. Y'all ain't listening to Cardi B.
Hey, you can't say all dudes. Like, I'm old.
I said y'all. I didn't say all. I said y'all.
So y'all's in
y'all's and them. Y'all's and them.
That shit sounds real not me.
Yeah, we know. You over here, admiring tattoos and Meg
And
the
Meg. I mean,
Stallion.
just the name alone is powerful. Meg.
Listen, I
What?
wish at Meg's age I could do splits. I wasn't able to do it then at her age, and I wasn't able to do it younger. That's not my that's not my talent wheelhouse. Sorry, not sorry. Not my wheelhouse. So here's the thing. This is why I wanted to discuss it, because not only did I want to suck you into, millennialism.
Oh, please. Yes. Let me die slow death. Why don't you?
Not only did I want to suck you into the millennials world, but believe it or not, so once upon a time, DK, we've stop it. We has shared on the last podcast, we've been business partners for 3 years, and in that time, there's some words that have been exchanged between us, in the heat of argument about something business wise. And I can't remember what the argument was about, but I remember you saying to me one day, please, for the rest of your life, don't be a DNB. And I was like, what the hell is that? Listen, I was trying to figure out this acronym all day. And then I finally said, what the hell is a DNB? DK, tell them what that is.
The DNB, and I got to thank, Ronda Rousey for this. I did not coin this term, but once I heard it, I'm like, she spoke to me, right? A DNB is a do nothing bitch, right? And so you're wondering what this latest song that's like killing it, right? Like it's killing it, right? It has to do with the term DNB. If you, like I said, it's entertainment. And like on a serious note, we're having fun here and we're not passing judgment. And everybody has a moment, but a moment can't become a way of life, right? Because if you think about it, when she said, she don't clean, she don't cook,
I don't clean, but I still got a ring.
So y'all heard that and y'all think, I got a pussy, so I don't got to cook, I don't got to clean. Newsflash, Cardi is rich. She has a maid service, I'm sure. So it ain't like she's just laying up in a dirty mansion. But some females up in somebody's house or you in your own house and clothes is everywhere. You up in somebody's project. I ain't taking no shots. I ain't passing no judgment, but clothes and rats and roaches are everywhere. Like you, like just because you got a box and it doesn't make you special. We dead ass, right? We having fun. So we're going to drop a couple of jewels and have a whole lot of fun in the process, right? But, don't let that song turn you into a do nothing bitch. Don't think, your begin all and end all is what starts in between your legs, right? Like you have to understand there's more than life to that. And then I'm fond of saying, I've said this on previous podcasts and whatnot. If you're going to fuck, let it not be at eye level, let it be high level, right? Because what's going to happen is you're going to really take this song to heart, and you're going to be a young hoe, young thot, young whatever, and then you're going to turn into a middle-aged to old hoe, old thot, right? And you're probably thinking Slim, it ain't even that deep. It's just a song. It ain't even that deep. It's just a song. Music really don't do that. But you got to keep in mind, young dudes became more, their choice of style changed drastically when they seen their favorite hip-hop artists follow suit. Now it became cool for a young dude to, rock a sweater dress, right? Not passing judgment. I'm just saying, music influences the culture when your mind is open to the bullshit. I ain't passing judgment, although it may sound like I am. I'm calling a buck, right? Like live your life, but don't let, a moment become your whole life. That's the only thing I'm saying. And don't act like you don't know, like whomever's listening to this, don't act like you don't know an old hoe. Like somebody that just got by just by being on their back. And if you in the neighborhood, it's always the female that's sitting with the old men that drink. Like you got to be in the hood for this shit. I'm like, I wasn't always in the burbs.
Southeast DC, come on out, come on, yeah, come on. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
So it's always that one female. You so silly. It's always that one female that was sitting with the men was drinking. It was that one female that was sitting with them. Like that's the old hoe. She could she was young, she was bad. Now she's an old hoe, right? And it's okay, maybe not that. Oh, let's bring it forward a little bit. Now you got the one that got in the house and they just yelling, they mad, miserable, and just and only thing they had to show was they had the bomb head and them being on their back. They could work a miracle from their backside. And that's all they had to show. And you're thinking like, okay, but it's just a song. But what I'm telling you, like what happens is you will hear something. And then what happens is you'll have your moment, right? You're going, it's hard at the club because of we going through COVID, but you'll hear a song. It'll get into your spirit, right? You don't understand this. Like some people catch some won't. It's cool, right? I'm trying to catch the people who's going to catch what I'm saying. It'll get into your spirit. And as it gets into your spirit, it becomes a way of life. I love the song. I love the song a lot, right? Definitely, I love the video. Shout out to Meg. But what I'm trying to tell you,
your shot at Meg and get us both killed.
I'm just saying shout out to Meg. That's the only thing I'm saying, and I love Cardi who cheats that tattoo. But what I'm telling y'all, there's somebody listening to when they getting so and thinking that's all they got to do. All I got to do is fuck. That's all I got to do. I can be like, no. That's not all you got to do.
Definitely not all you got to do. But to double back to what you said about these young hoes, listen, whoever takes offense to it, take offense. Because here's my thing. I'm a millennial. So let me tell you what. You want to take offense?
Barely,
I'll run.
You barely.
No, I'm not. I'll send you the genetic chart of where I fall in. I'm a millennial.
You're an old millennial. Anyway.
Listen, Papa. Sit down somewhere. Go drink your coffee. Have a moment.
I'm sorry. I'm going to sit right here in my chair.
Right. Shady Pine's going to come pick you up in a minute. But here's my thing.
I hope.
Young hoes, y'all don't, you can take shots, you can be offended because guess what I'll do? I'll run through your social media and I'll go through all your bathroom pics and your bedroom pics where y'all say stuff like captions like, oh, please excuse the mess. No, get a mop and a broom, clean the damn mess. Like, listen, I can deal with a dirty mirror because listen, if you got kids, listen, they don't know how to put their head in the face bowl and not get toothpaste everywhere. Hell, in the process of getting ready, you can, get some stuff on the mirror. I can take some water spots on the mirror, but to see dishes piled high and clothes everywhere and y'all raising kids in this shit, nah, player. Nope. I call foul. Then y'all listen to songs like Cardi B talk about I don't cook, I don't clean, and now y'all about to go be, hot city girl summer 2020. No, you're not. No, you're not. You need to be Mr. Clean. Listen, you better go find Mr. Clean.
There's some hoes.
Jump on a mop.
There's some hoes in this. Mm-hmm. There's some hoes in this.
And the thing of it is, they got me was a lot of guys were complaining about the lyrics. They were like, and even did you see Charlamagne the God? Charlamagne the God was upset about her calling men who eat ass bottom feeders. Like he really made a post about it, and she responded, and Cardi and Meg responded like it wasn't to be offensive. She's like, I didn't know this is how, it was taken in culture, blah, blah, blah.
But see, that's a play on words. So, like, Charlamagne should be smarter than that. Because to eat ass, the ass considered to be the bottom, then you're feeding from the bottom, henceforth, bottom. Like, it's a play on words.
But everybody gonna take their moment right now to ride the WAP fame. So I'm not.
Like we're doing. We're shamelessly doing, right?
Exactly. I'm not mad. Right. Shout out to everybody who's doing it. But the thing that I was surprised about, the reason I wanted to come on air and shoot this to our listeners was it was a lot of men who were upset about these lyrics, not about the bottom feeders, but about women just thinking that they pussy gon' pay the bills and that's all you got to do to keep them. And I think we've been doing this game, but I think we've been playing this game for too long. Like, ladies, by now y'all should be able to not have to be on your back to get a dude. You shouldn't have to be on your back to get shit. You should be able to stand up on your own 2 feet and do what you got to do. Period.
So, okay, because I see you on one. I'm gonna get out the way because this was your baby. And, but what I'm gonna do, I am gonna play devil's advocate like the devil himself needs advocating for.
Come on, let your other personality out. Come on, bipolar.
She called me bipolar. Really? I'm going
you tripolar. You tripolar because you try it every now and then.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna pat you on your head when I see you. Nice little puppy. Anyway, look. So I see you on your soapbox, and rightfully so, because I was on mine earlier, right? Mm-hmm. But you being a millennial, right? You being a female, women will expect you to relate. So you telling me you didn't have any hoish moments,
or you never thought? Oh, let me
say again.
Of course, when I was in college, I was 18, 19, 20.
Right. So that's okay, let's keep it a buck. So, but actually that's that song's demographic. So like that's that like we're just old heads riding the wave, right? Mm-hmm. Let's be honest, right? So, but that's that song's demographic. So what is your true message? Because like, okay, when you see the females on IG flicking up, looking great, but they background look like, oh my God, really? You couldn't move that, or you couldn't stand behind a wall before you took that picture?
No.
So are we expecting
for their
too much?
You need a crane a dump truck.
Right, I get that. Some of that should be like,
Garbage
filthy
truck.
beyond filthy. I'm not knocking that, but are we expecting too much from the younger generation and not allowing them to have their moment? Is my question to you.
No, absolutely.
So stop. You said no, but you said you had harsh moments when you were in college. So how is it that you're able to have harsh moments and there's some hoes in this house? They're not able to have theirs.
I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not.
So what are you saying?
If you hush your face, I tell you.
The youth is so disrespectful.
So disrespectful. But yet you admiring peacock tattoos and splits. But I digress. So here's the thing. You got to think of it. My parents were born in the 50s. So when they really kind of got into their music thing, it's about 70. So we talking soul music and reggae, right? So I'm brought up in a house that says, hello, Barbara. This is Shirley.
Okay.
And so, I'm raised in that kind of household. So, y'all up here talking about I don't cook, I don't clean. But, I'm raised on, hello, Barbara, this is Shirley. Everybody food he eat, rah, rah, rah. And then when I got into music, the mantras I was singing is what you need in life. Money, power, respect. What are the keys to life?
Key to life.
Money, power, respect. So now, and then, probably when my daughter came along, she probably, the anthems they were singing was, I don't want no scrub. So my thing is every generation is going to have their thing. And so I get that musically. But my thing of it is that, yes, I was in college making the grade with a job, having hoish tendencies. I wasn't out here promoting the fact, just be a hoe for the sake of being a hoe. Now, I understand we got a podcast that say, let a hoe be a hoe. And I'm all for it. Have your hoe moment. But please understand that this is not an occupation. You don't go and get a W-2 and fill out hoe.
Unless you work in Vegas out the Bunny Ranch.
Listen, they don't fill out hoe neither. They fill out, what is it? Entertainment something.
I'm kind of afraid of how you know that. But I see what you're saying. That was a good point that you made. Right. Have your moment, but don't let that moment define your life. I get that. Yeah. But, it is what it is. And like I said, it's a great song, great visuals. But, in the same doggone token, it's just like people will hear that. And I was only playing devil's advocate just to have an opposing view. But, I agree with you totally. But people will hear that, or should I say women will hear that, and then they'll think that's the extent they have to do because what they do is they start to idolize, musicians and people in pop culture. And what happens, and that's why the wave be lasting so long, even after the song dies out, because the song, like, it's going to be hot. It'll be hot for 2 or 3 weeks, and I ain't wishing nothing bad. I wish it, go hard as it can go, as long as it can go. But the song would eventually die out, and what happens is people mentality will be affected and changed by that song, and then they'll start to, well, this is all I got to do. And they're wondering why, their life sucks. Like, they'll have their moment, and as long as their life is not consistent with that moment, then they're wondering why they're coming up short. You're coming up short because you're getting off the bed last. You was the first to lay down, but you was the last to get up. That's why your life is coming up short, right? And I'm not knocking the younger generation. Like, my oldest daughter is 26. My youngest is 10. So as much as it pains me to say this, they're going to have, oh, Jesus, they're going to have their moments. I'm leaving it at that. They're going to have their moments. But I don't want them having their moments, whatever their moments is going to be life-defining and life-changing moments. Have fun. We all make mistakes. You don't get better in life without making a mistake. You don't learn from every day being a great day. You learn from, shit's fucked up. You got to get it out the mud. You learn from pain. Pain in life is the greatest, teacher of all time, bar none. I promise you that, right? But only thing that me and my co-host is saying is like, have your fun, because we're having fun with this topic, right? You have your fun listening to it. Matter of fact, the next time that, talk to a female, next time you riding one, throw the song on and ride it really good. Like, have your fun. Be in the moment. Do your thing. But you have to understand that all things have a time and place. It can't be an ongoing thing. Don't let somebody's entertainment actually be your lifestyle, especially when you don't have the means necessary to support your lifestyle. It just don't work that way.
Right. Don't let your younger years, F up your older years.
And don't let your younger years, I don't know what's wrong with her. I guess it's a Sunday, right? And she's missing church. Don't let your younger years fuck up your older years, because Yeah, I got you. Stay down. Like, so you got to keep in mind, right? Like, my youngest daughter, she's 10, she'll be 11 and 20 something. Cause she always reminds my birthday coming soon. I'm like, little girl, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere. But look, I tell her you're 10, right? But what you do from this point on in the next, like what you're doing is for the 20-year-old. You're sowing seeds so your 20-year-old can benefit, right? And then by the time you get to 30, what you do in between 20 and then, like it's always 10 years behind you that sets the stage for that 10 years in front of you. So if what I'm saying, if you catch what I'm saying is, if you have too many moments where you're not making strides in your life in your younger years, you will reap those benefits in your older years and you'll wonder what happened.
Exactly. And my concern really is for the millennial who's at the, like you said, the older part of it, and you hear this and you still ain't came out your hoish ways. Like, ma'am,
stop. Yo, matter of fact, if you on the far end of the millennial scale and you in your 30s and you still been like, come on, man, just stop. Newsflash, your box ain't that good. It just got age on it.
Right. The mileage is not like, an
right,
18-year-old.
The tread, I promise you that.
The tread on the tires.
The tread on the tires has worn off, right? You are now living a delusional life.
Right. And there's no getting a replacement. You could go get some rejuvenation. You can sit on the steaming thing all you want to. But them treads ain't coming back, baby. Them treads ain't coming back.
Especially if you done had kids too. Man, your bounce back ain't snapping back, ma. Let it go. So when they talking to some hoes in the house, go ahead, dance. Toss a drink or two back. Do that
to the good days. For the good
times. You just said.
Right.
For the good times. For the good times and great memories, not for something you setting up in your mind. That's I used to. I'm girl. When I was such and such age, I used to. You couldn't tell me. You couldn't. Nobody want to tell your old ass nothing. Like like you went from being that chick. You went from being that chick into a do nothing bitch. Like that's what happened. Like your whole life was living in the moment, and by the time you got out that moment, now your life is your whole purpose is just. And I'm just being a buck, right? It's just you become, and don't think that we're talking to like solely females, because you got some dudes like because I keep it 100. At least I try to anyway, or I try not to be offensive to our listening audience because the majority of them are females, right? But you got some dudes as well, do nothing bitches too. Like, because dudes can have horse moments. Like you can be in your prime, looking good, and there's a female or females helping you throughout life. Like you got her car, you know what I mean? Every time y'all go, wow, she's footing the bill. She's helping you the best that she can. She's doing everything that she can, and you just doing nothing. Like, nigga, you's a do nothing bitch too. Like, let's not get it twisted. I'm not only talking to females. That term is not an exclusive term for women only. It's not. It's an exclusive term for anybody, male or female, that chooses not to do nothing.
And what's interesting about this lane that we're about to take is that you got the do nothing bitches that are dudes. And for one, how you sit up there and let your woman foot everything? Like, what? And she's stupid for letting you do it, but we gonna digress. But my thing is this is where the situation. I'll let you finish. Hold up, put a pin.
You about to make me lose my thought.
You better write it down. But here's my thing though. What equally intrigues me about this moment in life is that you gonna have dudes who gonna use this song as a weapon. Be like, oh, you a hoe, rah, rah, rah. Oh, because you were so innocent, because you had your shit together. Nah, player. You was out here being hoish, slinging that community dick everywhere. Didn't have your shit together, because the thing is, between men and women mature faster than guys. So we'll be in 30 with our shit together, and dude, acting like he's 25 still playing video games till 2 a.m.
You got some dudes that playing video games much, but that's the way of life. And I don't know people that do that. As long as you got your shit, I don't care what.
As long as you got your shit together. Exactly.
Right. So the point before you didn't let me pause you. And that's one thing about you, millennials. Y'all so disrespectful. Or at least it's just my co-host, right? I haven't made up my mind which one it is. But long story short, the reason that, the guys are able to, ride the coattails of a female is because they digmatize. They, stuck on stupid by the dick. They can't help themselves. They see like, why is my bank account not growing? Why is gas never in my car? Pardon me. Why is the food in my refrigerator always gone? Because the dick is just that good.
Listen.
You know what I mean? Stop. Just go ahead and wean yourself off the nuts. That's what you do. Just wean yourself. Like go become vegan.
Listen, form a peanut allergy.
Yeah, I mean, just leave the good meat alone. I promise you.
But here's the thing.
Look, hold on. I'm going somewhere because I'm dumb. Look, leave the meat alone. I promise you. And leaving the meat alone, becoming a vegetarian or going super hard to pay and becoming a vegan, your bank account will grow back. The groceries will come back magically. You'll keep gas in your car, and above all that, your level of self-respect will return tenfold just by making a shift in your diet, sexual diet, that is.
Now, all that sounds well and great because the lyric really is, look, I need a hard hitter. I need a deep stroker. I need a henny drinker. I need a weed smoker. Not a garter snake. I need a king cobra with a hook on it. Hope it leaned over. He got some money. That's where I'm headed. It pussy A1 just like his credit. He got a beard. Well, I'm trying to get it wet. I let him taste it. Now he diabetic. So here's my thing, though.
So which one?
Let's all.
Was that
well,
Meg?
let's.
Was that
all,
Meg?
I think so.
Meg be spitting. That's shout out to Meg. Shout out to Meg. Woohoo!
There he
Meg.
goes. Listen, the only Meg you're gonna get is that shark out of the movie. Keep playing. Anywho, everybody lean in just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm gonna help y'all. Dudes with king cobras are probably a dime a dozen. So while y'all trying to find the king cobra, the meat that DK was talking about, good luck. Good luck. That's all I had to say.
You stuck on stupid this morning.
I am.
I'm just look, man. Just make sure that the average dude ain't got what she talking about. Now I know all dudes gonna be out here thinking because Meg done said it. Now they all out here with their ruler. Trust me, that ain't you, boo. She ain't talking about you. You definitely are the garter snake, okay? Yeah, well, there's a meme that we got going up that says small dick guys have to be more creative. If you just not, you got to get creative. This is bottom line. If you ain't what
he gonna be the diabetic she talking about.
Right. But you got to get, if you ain't, by your knees or by your ankles, you just got to get creative in the bedroom.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you got it. As a matter of fact, I was watching a movie before I came on the podcast. Tijuana Jackson. I know that's y'all need to go check that out. You go check out Tijuana Jackson. I think it's on Amazon Prime. Great movie, by the way. Great movie. It has nothing to do with the topic. I'm just wanting to shout that out because I just got finished watching it and it just hit home on a multitude of levels. But it's the truth though. And even if a dude is well endowed and even if a female has A1 box, you have to have more to offer. You really have to have those things will get you in the door with a lot of people because that's what a lot of people is definitely looking for, especially after being cooped up in the house on house arrest for the last couple of months, right? So somebody right about now is looking to have their spine rearranged by a cobra that they get hit from the back and they can feel the dick on their neck. Somebody is dying for that. Some dude is dying to be in some gushy that they refuse to pull out. They already got 9 kids. They're I might as well make 10 kids because this pussy I cannot pull out. Somebody's dying for that interaction right now. But what I'm telling anybody that is blessed with those attributes, think about how much further you can go in life if you had some skills. And I'm not talking sexual skills. If you had skills to go along with that, right? Now you're starting to turn into the total package. Now you're starting to turn into every woman's dream. Now you're starting to turn into every man's, fantasy when you got more than, sex to offer, that certain somebody in your life. You have more to offer, and that becomes a beautiful thing because now you have more to talk about. You have more to enjoy, and at the end of the day, then when the lights go out, you can go ahead and get extra wild and crazy because you got those great attributes, but they're not your sole attributes, and that's the problem. People just want to rest on their laurels, and the last thing you want to be resting on is on your back. You just don't want to be resting on your back and think this is it. Because what happens and whatnot is you resting on your back, there's always somebody younger, cuter, fatter, finer coming up right behind you. And next thing you know, ain't nobody checking for you no more. And now you that old hoe sitting with them old drunks on the corner.
There we go, Southeast DC. That's
any. No. You saying Southeast? I promise you.
That's any hood. I know.
Any hood, USA, you gonna find that one female, and you I bet she was bad back in the day, but now
and the dudes at the table will tell you so. They'll tell you the business.
Yeah, she was. She's still good right now. You get enough for licking her. Matter of fact, loan me $1 so we can. You gonna get your
right. Give me $5. Give me $5. But
That's terrible.
But I want to point out something. When he said every man's fantasy, he means like how y'all dream yourselves to be. I just want to be very clear about that. I mean, some of y'all are fine enough to be everybody fantasy, but I digress. But I was really proud to see that the song came out and everybody's loved it, because I always love a Cardi B and a Meg. And, Meg's doing a lot of great collabs. I particularly am, really liking her Beyonce one, the Savage remix. I think it's real dope. And I like this one by Cardi B and with her. I'm not knocking the hustle at all. Like you said, it's a good little summer, and the summer, gets your little hoish tendencies out, because, COVID had us all locked up. But I'm happy to see that there are men in this world who are finally stepping up to the plate and saying, listen, you can be as fine as fuck as you want to be. You can have the baddest body with the baddest pussy with the baddest skills in the bedroom, but I need more. Because for so long, music has depicted women as being a hoe, being this, being that, and nothing necessarily in the positive. And if it is positive, it don't get the airplay, it don't get the hype, it don't, get the same camaraderie as if she's half naked, which is, that's really more of a plug and a pull to us. That's our depravity on stage. And then when other cultures or other races say stuff about us, then we want to be mad. No. This is how we chose to present ourselves to the world. So
Facts.
this is how you chose yourself. So when I treat you as such, don't get mad.
Right.
So my thing is, I'm happy to see that grown men are finally stepping up to the plate, young and old. It wasn't just 30-some-year-old guys or 40-year-old guys saying, listen, don't get so wrapped up. It was 20-year-olds who were saying, no. They understand that now in this day and age, especially, with unemployment at the highest it's ever going to be, we don't know if we're going to get a stimulus check. Everybody not knowing, listen, your pussy might be A1 and my credit might be 2, but the 2 ain't meeting right now. I need to know how I'm going to feed my kids. I need to know how I'm going to put gas in the car. I need to know how I'm going to be self-sufficient while we in the time that we in.
Well, and some women will answer that question by being on their back. Some dudes will answer on their question by slinging that dick. But what we're trying to get y'all to understand, but that only lasts but for so long. Like all the questions she just asked, you can answer that by saying, I can be the best whatever sexually towards whomever, because, I promise you there's some guy or girl that's willing to play that game. Like, we ain't say this podcast ain't Captain Save a Hoe. Like, we had a previous joint, you got to let a hoe be a hoe. So this could pretty much definitely could be a continuation of that. But what we're trying to get people to understand, in light of great song, in light of a great movement, in light of a great collaboration, is you have to have a little bit more. That's only, okay, let's be honest, right? You have to have more if you're looking to be serious in a relationship. So if you're looking for your moment to ride that wave, as long as you can ride that wave, then all means carry on. By all means do you. You know what I mean? You can't have whoremongers without whores. It's just life. You can't have one without the other.
Right. And it's a balance, and I get it. There is definitely a balance. But we have to really, really, really stop as women. I can't talk for dudes because I'm not a dude. I mean, Grand DK swears up and down I stand to pee, but
you do. The way you be talking to me,
Oh, just to you though?
I don't know how you talk to the other, I'm pretty sure you don't talk to your father like that. I'm pretty sure.
You've been listen, you've heard how I talk to my dad, and every now and then I get outside of my head with him because he pushes the buttons. He starts it, and then I just finish it.
Right, but you're never talking crazy when he's in arms. It's always on the phone. It ain't like he right there, because he'll look at you.
I have when I've been at his house, but he still wasn't at arm's length. I'm crazy enough to say
from
across the room. Yeah, I was near the door. Right, I'm crazy enough to say where I can run. I mean, my dad's 60-something. I don't think he probably can still move, but he can't move like he did when he was 20 and 30 to kill.
He patient. He'd waited for your ass to come back, because you'll forget. Daddy, bye. What the hell?
No, I don't even think he's swing on me. I think he just trying to choke me out. Like, once and for all, we go kill the demon that's inside.
I brought your ass into this world. Right. I'm gonna take your ass out.
Like, I'm gonna choke this heifer out, because once and for all, we gonna kill the demon in her vocal box.
Exactly. The demon that's worth 14,000.
Yeah. The one and then I remind him college education. Then, he lets go, because then that's his investment gone. But the thing of it is that we have to, as women, really start to restructure ourselves and how we think. I'm all for wearing whatever you want to wear, do what you want to do, move how you want to move. But at the end of the day, if you're not taking care of you as the whole person, not just your sexual needs, but if you're not taking care of you as a whole person, you're not taking care of your kids and as a whole entity, like they're a whole human being. They need more than fruit snacks and some chicken nuggets. You have to read to them. You have to cultivate them to be the men that you want in your own life. The same man that you sit up here begging God for, you got to raise your sons to be that guy. Because there's somebody's daughter asking
stop.
what you want.
Hey, you gotta stop. Say that. You gotta say that. You gotta say that one more again. Like, right. You got to say that. No, that last part about them raising their sons to be the man that they want.
Right.
And see, that's just begging, the thing because I'm sorry, go ahead.
Please you're sitting here begging God for a certain type of man. That same man you want, somebody's daughter is praying for. So you have to raise your son to be that guy. To be respectful, to open doors, to know, how to balance a checkbook, how to be a financier, but not in a financier so you can be a hoe, so you can get a house. I ain't trying to shoot shots, but I don't want to be a hoe in an apartment. I'd rather be a hoe in a house so then I can christen every room. you won't make me a hoe. Listen, and here's my thing to other women, women, especially us as DK likes to call us, the old millennials. Listen, you won't do some flips and tricks? Well, guess what? You got a whole man that you live with that you probably ain't fucked right, and I can't tell you how long. Go do a split or do a trick on him. Show him what that box do. How about that? And the mouth.
I hear you, but that you said right there, like, and it's hard to raise, and it's okay. Let me be honest. It's impossible to raise, that type of man or raising that type of girl to be what you're praying for. I feel like that's what that sons that got daughters, and you want this perfect. You can't do it. It's not even possible. So you have to be that standard of what you want in order to raise what you're presenting to the world. And so you have to make a choice in your life. Is it about me or is it about them? It's a delicate balance, right?
I'm able to provide what you require.
Facts on facts on facts on facts. I'm from the school I'm all in. Like once my kids got here, just like their needs become before mine because, they didn't ask to be here. So it's my job to actually give them the best platform. And I don't necessarily feel as though that I'm sacrificing my life. I still have a full life. I promise you I do, right? But what I do, I concentrate more on what's important, like for the long term. I don't concentrate on for the immediate, satisfaction. It gets me nowhere. Like me concentrating on the immediate satisfaction, always leave me, short, right? But when you concentrate on the long game, you're being a great example for them, but you're also becoming a better person for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, as the world turns, and I don't mean the soap opera, but I think as we become more conscious of what, again, when you can get to the place where you can provide what you require. And I think as we get higher into consciousness, then I think the terms of engagement change. You gonna want somebody, no man is an ATM and no woman is, your sex slave. Like, let's just keep it a buck. But if we all are meeting each other on the kind of the same plane, like, of course, one's going to be higher than the other. Somebody might have a higher credit score. Somebody might have a little more liquid cash. It is what it is. But if we start to meet each other on the same plane, I think we can actually do some really, really good things in the world. We can be better human beings. We can be better humanitarians. But we can really be power couples out here. Like, everybody wants to be a power couple, but then you still want to be a hoe at the same time. Like, the two don't meet.
Nah, they don't. Not the least bit. They don't. They really don't. Like we was talking about earlier in the podcast, like, have your moment. Like, don't think we just, like, we kicking. Nah, that's not. We're not being old haters. That's not what we're doing. But man, so, before we got to be old, we were young. So before Cardi B, we, especially me, speaking from experience, like, I understand what it was to have that moment, but you can't let that moment define your life, right? Like, I promise you can't, because I promise you, like how Cardi's hot now. You got to keep in mind, what Cardi was hot now. Nicki was hot before her. Before her was Lil' Kim. Before
Foxy.
Right. So you got, like, they come and they go, and I'm not taking those shots, but I'm telling you, they come and they go, but your life is still your life. They come and they go, right? They come, they go. But your life is still your life. Meaning, once that hot song is over with, and that moment that you were living has become a time capsule, and you're trapped within that time capsule, man, like, stop. Like, who you mad? Who are you mad at? What happened was that feel-good moment, you wanted to turn it into a feel-good life, but you really have to live life in order to have a feel-good life, meaning you got to get some skills underneath your belt. Even if you don't want to be whatever, even if you don't mind working 9 to 5, I don't like, be the best version of you no matter what it is that you're doing, but don't half-ass your way through whatever it is that you, and even if you got to be that hoe, if you got to be the hoe and believe that, your pussy or your dick is the begin all and end all to you getting ahead in life, then do yourself a huge favor and stop fucking eye level and start to fuck high level. That means only deal with people that can do for you. I don't give a damn if people call you gold digger. I don't give a damn if people call you dick for hire. I really don't care. But whatever you do, maximize your talent.
Right. And especially now because, COVID is really proving what you got in you is going to come out. And if all you got is hoe tendencies, well, then you might need to find a corner. That's all I got to say. I'm not saying get a pimp, because a pimp is nothing more than a middleman, an abusive middleman at that. So, I mean, if all you got is hoe talents, then, find a corner.
Matter of fact, I'm sorry. You only got to find a corner. Inbox me if you got hoe talents, right? Inbox me. I'm gonna design you, because my other job I do websites and I do the whole publishing thing.
Whatever case may be.
Right. Stop. Yeah, I mean, I can create your website. Like let's keep it safe, right? There's for only they making a lot of money just for OnlyFans board. They making a lot of go get yourself a website. You know what I mean? Get that joint monetized. Get that joint set up with PayPal. However you want to set it up, and get the cracking. Don't be just in it for pleasure. Be in it for whatever you do. What I'm telling you, be in it for the long game.
Right.
If that's going to be your choice, then don't be bashful. Right? I promise you, it's nothing why we love Cardi so much? We love Cardi not because of the fact that she body banging boom, 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 boom. We don't even love Cardi. You know why we love Cardi? We love Cardi because she's unapologetic. Flat out, bottom line. That's why we she's and that's the difference between her whole hoism and your hoism. And I'm not saying she's a hoe, right? I'm not. But what I'm saying is whoever she is as a person, because only she can answer that question. She's that, and she doesn't apologize for that. I'm going to be that because it's a moment. And what happens is you keep trying to ride this moment, and then life is knocking on your door you're getting older, right? There's gray hair on your pussy, right? You know that pussy dry, right?
Oh, not as dry, child. Not as dry. Listen, but my whole thing, I'm definitely gonna piggyback off that, because you gotta think Cardi B is married with a child, just bought a brand new mansion. I mean, she can be any kind of hoe she want to be. She married, and she clearly loves her husband because she's very affectionate to him. I mean, she does not mind sticking her tongue down his throat in public. Her PDA is on point,
We need more women like that. We need more PDA. Choke me in public with your tongue. Matter of fact, choke me as you choke me. Is that too much information?
Y'all, us older millennials got a lot. We gonna kind of shoot shots and say, "Oh, you don't need to do all that." But you might need to do a little body work. You might need to go do a flip, a trip. You might need to go do a flip or a split on him. You want some new? Listen, you want a new floor? Go suck his dick. You want a new kitchen? Go suck his dick. Don't make him tell you. Just go do it.
Facts.
Listen, while the kid's taking a nap, bang him in the pantry while you restocking the kids' fruit snacks. Be creative. It's COVID. But if you want, what I'm saying, y'all want something, you're going to have to give something. We all get that. But my thing about Cardi B is at least Cardi B has planned her life out in a certain way. She's married, she has a child, and I don't care which order it came in. But if she want to be a hoe, she at least being a hoe in her mansion, in their mansion together.
Right.
Not in a one-bedroom apartment and homeboy laid up all day eating your kids' Doritos and drinking juice boxes.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some hoes in this. There's some. Yeah, well said, man. Well said. Be an excellent hoe. Don't be an average hoe. If you're going to be a hoe, be an excellent hoe. And once again, when I use that term, I'm not only talking to female. I'm not only talking to female. What did you say?
I said it sounds very Donald Goins.
Well, that's the truth. I'm
be an excellent hoe.
But you got to be so we can't sit up here on our soapbox and because they hear us talk about house, they hear us talk about careers, they hear us talk about skills. Everybody won't rise or won't even, I won't even say rise, right? Won't even meet that level because that's not who they are. Like me and my man Ken, we used to have this conversation, you know what I mean, go down this rabbit hole. And, you know, I had to break it down to him. Like, everybody's not meant to be rich. Like, that's not in their DNA because it's always going to be, you know, the haves versus the have-nots. In order to be within the haves, you got to do something that you've never done in your life before. Like, you got to lose a lot of sleep. You got to be, you know, lose a lot of friends. You know, you got to even put family on the back burner to attain your goals. You got to grind your ass off until you walking around just assless, literally, right? There's a lot of stuff you got to sacrifice. And a lot of people like, it's not worth it. I just want to live in the moment, right? That's all I want to do is live in the moment. And I'm not mad. We're not telling you that you have to be what we're trying to be. But what we're saying, whatever you are trying to be, just be the best at it. So if you're going to be that hoe, don't be average. Like, if you're going to be that dude that's, you know what I mean, getting by the length of your dick, then don't, like, after a while, like, you know, after a while, you're going to start to have to invest in pills. Because Mother Nature and time and gets to knocking on your door and there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, Father Time is undefeated. So while you're doing what you think is the only thing that you know how to do, then you got to really go all out and be the best at it. And like my doggone co-host so beautifully said, she was like, y'all, we not Cardi B if you want to, but, you know, forget the fact that she's married. Forget the fact she's highly successful, being married or not. Highly successful. So, like, you know, y'all can go ahead and be hoes popping bottles at the club, but, you know, she popping bottles in the mansion. There's a difference.
Exactly.
And so what's going to happen? And what's going to happen? She probably drop another banger. Maybe she won't. Maybe this may be her last hit. Who knows? But she's already did what she needed to do to be like, okay, if I don't move the needle in the culture anymore, I'm secure. Y'all can't say that. Even at the level that you're okay. If you don't aspire than anything to being in an apartment, then like, okay, at least secure a year's worth of rent. Like if you like, man, look, stop living check to check. Like no matter where you at in life, I'm not saying that you got to go that because it may not be your cup of tea. But what we are trying to tell you is, man, at least have some security about yourself as you live in the moment. If that's your choice, then by all means, have some security about yourself. That's the only thing we saying.
And on the low too, you got to think if she did a music video, she probably wore at least a couple Fashion Nova outfits, which she also has a sponsorship with.
See how that is? You got something, and that's when you crossing your T's and dotting your I's. People,
listen, you collecting the fucking check.
Facts, like, and that's okay. Now that's when you've been that great hoe, right? You have poor hoe, average hoe, good hoe, great hoe. Like you decide which hoe you want to be.
Listen. I'm not going. I don't know. I don't want to be a hoe at all. Maybe
what?
Maybe
no. See your husband. See that?
You have to say, except for my husband. Now,
about to say because your husband like what? You don't.
No,
you don't like.
No. You didn't let me.
I
don't want to be a hoe for everybody. I don't want to be community hoe. I want to be his hoe, and that's it. You know what's the old adage? Lady in the streets, but a freak in the sheets. Yep, that's who I'm going to be for my husband.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you cleaned it up because you talking about you don't want to be no hoe. You didn't scared off a potential suitor. Talking about what? I was digging her.
Scare him off regardless. That's just it. Listen, what Kendrick say? It's inside my DNA.
Hey, you silly.
I'm gonna listen to that on the way to work. Well,
you are definitely silly. Yeah,
we gonna let the hoes be hoes. We hope that you guys really restructure how you think. Listen, I know there's a lot of women who are like, I don't want to be called a hoe. I don't either. Not on a day-to-day basis. To be his hoe, that's different. Because I won't be his type, his hoe. That's a whole different podcast on a whole different level. But like I said earlier, COVID is really, really pushing us and grinding us and really pressing us to really find out who we really are. And if you find out you ain't got nothing, then listen, my suggestion is check the show notes, hit your boy up, the Lovable Asshole DK Walker, get you a website, and like he said, make the best hoedom you can make. But for the rest of us who have skills, if you're a writer or you're a blogger, you want a podcast, listen, again, hit the show notes, check your boy out. We got a business for that. But really find out what you're doing. If you're a good baker, hey, now's a good time to just be in the kitchen. You got your kids at home.
Oh, it's crazy. I'm gonna post a picture. It's crazy that you say that. Like my wife surprised me yesterday, right? Like once again, yesterday was my anniversary. Shout out to me and mine because 12 years going, 12 years in one day, 12 years in one day, 12 years a slave, 12 years a slave in one day. Yeah, but my wife come upstairs. She surprised me. She left a baker, a local baker in the neighborhood. She come upstairs with this beautiful lemon blueberry cake. Like that cake is so good. And I'm telling myself I'm gonna get my eating because I got the sea moss going. And she comes upstairs with this doggone cake. I'm like, my dad just went to hell. Give me a slice.
You only had one?
I had two. As I get off this podcast, I might have another with a cup of coffee. I'm trying to tell you. But what you're saying, to your point, no matter what, because we all can do something, right? Kern is speaking nothing but the truth. Right about now, we don't know where we at. We're with assistance from the government. We don't know. So you got to start to dig in your bag because I pray it doesn't. I pray that they do reach some type of understanding amongst the Republicans and Democrats. I really do. But in case they don't, right, you guys to start to dig in your bag to find out what you really can do. And one thing about God has blessed us. This podcast is crazy. They go talking about Jehovah God. Like, it is what it is. So, but God has blessed everybody with a unique skill. Like you wasn't born without something creative inside of you. Everybody was born with something creative inside of them, right? And so while the government is twiddling its thumbs and they're literally playing with Americans' lives, you need to find out what that something is inside of you to make a difference in your life. Now, you take this as you want. If it really is being a great hoe, then be the best hoe possible. Like my coworker was saying, if you can bake, get your ass in that kitchen and you get the baking. If you can cut people grass, buy like a couple doggone gallons of gas, you get that push mower and you start knocking on doors and you start cutting grass. Like we're approaching really difficult times, and it's going to test our mettle. It's going to test our fortitude. But this is where the good hunker down. This is where the great get greater. Which one are you?
Listen, I like what you said, and I'm going to piggyback off of that. Get in your bag to get your bag.
Facts on facts on facts on facts.
Well, people, it has been a fun time to talk to y'all about Cardi
in this house.
and Meg the Stallion on the WAP. But please have more.
There's some. Keep talking. I'm just the hype man. There's some.
Okay.
You keep talking.
Yeah.
There's some.
Yeah.
Keep going.
But please have more than some WAP and some, great dick.
There's some hoes in this house. There's some. Can't you keep going? Can you walk the
I'm trying not to laugh at the same time because really I'm envisioning you in a DC club with some disco lights and some of them light up necklaces, and you and your boys.
Really, you bammered me all the way out. You bammered me. You bammered me all the
thoughts everywhere.
There's some hoes.
Right. There's some hoes in the house.
There's some.
But this is your girl, the Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, and this is the point in the show where we pass my baby off to
there's some
DJ.
There's some
DJ Mix Scrap.
My bad. No. DJ Weeble, if we're going to give me a name, this is why I'm supposed to do that Daily Love Jones. But I think, you caught a lot of Daily Love Jones nuggets throughout said podcast, people. Yeah, but all bullshit aside, all jokes pushed to the left. That's a great song, great collab. They did their thing. I'm not mad at them. I'm not, because they provided us a moment. In their moment, they provided us a moment to actually talk about these things and double down on the serious times that we in. We actually use their moment to talk to the people, give us a reason to talk to the people about how serious times are getting. And I promise you, these next 2 to 3 weeks is going to be, in my estimation, is going to be really telling. So what I need everybody that's earshot of my voice to do, write down 3 things that you're good at. Like, write down what you're great at, what you're good at, and what you're okay at. And start with the least one and try your hand at that and see if you can monetize that. If you can't monetize it, scratch it off. If you can, out of those 3 things, you'll be able to monetize something. And the reason that I'm saying this because, if you're not blessed enough to be considered an essential worker or still have your job, then things are going to start to get tight. You know what I mean? I don't want that to happen. I mean, I want us to have a fighting chance. You know what I mean? God is always going to be God. God is always going to be here for us. But you got to understand, prayer without works is dead. So you can pray as much as you want to. You can get on your knees and you can cry, you can plead, you can light sage, you can do all that. You can do all that. But if you ain't working towards what you praying for, and I'm talking to somebody right now, right? I promise you I am. If you're not working towards what you're praying for, you can go and keep crying, you can go and keep saging, you can go and keep doing what you're gonna do. But you go ahead and mix a little bit of that prayer with a little bit of that faith, with a whole lot of work. I promise you, no life or no earthly circumstances can stop what is destined for you. I'm living proof of that. I got my hand up. It's Sunday. I ain't in church. Somebody passed the collection plate. I still got my hand up. I'm telling you, with a little bit of faith, you know what I mean? A little bit of belief, whole lot of work. Your boy has accomplished a lot in the last couple of years. So I'm telling you, don't let the news scare you. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't let, you know what I mean, the latest fad become your life. Don't do that. I need you to hunker down. You know what I mean? Find a little something in you to dig a little bit deep and whatnot, because next 2 or 3 weeks, you know, things are going to be crazy. And I need you. I need us, not you by yourself, but I need us collectively to weather that storm. That's all I need. Just weather the storm. I promise you, the sun gonna shine, but I need you to, in order to get to that sunshine, you got to weather the storm, because the storm is coming. And I'm not talking about the hurricane that was just off the East Coast. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about a financial storm is coming. I'm talking about, if you're looking at the doggone videos on social media where white people didn't lost not all white people, some white people have lost their motherfucking mind and surrounding the car with the father and the kids in it and whatnot. And you hear the doggone baby girl screaming. And my man, a lot of people try to clown my man. My man was really nice enough not to hit the gas forward and run their monkey ass over. If y'all seen that video, y'all know what I'm talking about. So when I talk about these times are the craziest times, think what's going to happen when there's no money out. Think of what's going to happen when your babies are hungry. What are you going to do, right? Like, what are you really going to do? Better yet, don't wait until that moment happens. Get in front of the train. Don't get behind it. Get in front of the train. Like, oh, you know, I know what's coming down the pike. Like, I see the handwriting on the wall. I'm not waiting on the government. I'm definitely not waiting on Donald Trump's funky ass. I'm not waiting on none of that. I'm getting in front of the train and I'm making a way for me and mine. So whether if you got to be a hoe, man, look, go dig in your doggone lingerie, doggone drawer, get the doggone mothballs off it, be the best hoe possible. But if that's not your lane, if you have other skills that you believe that you have, then you find out what they are and get to cracking.
Facts. All that times 2. And if you need to, go back and listen to that on replay. This is your girl, the Thorny Chick, Karen KK Rose, alongside my co-host, the Lovable Asshole, DK Walker. This is the Love Is Podcast. That is all, folks. We out. DK?
Yes.
Tell the people bye-bye.
Meg's there. Meg. Just Meg. Hey, Meg. How you doing? Peace.
This episode of the Love Is Podcast has ended. But please be sure to subscribe for more great content on sex, entrepreneurship, life, love, and how to get through the BS of it all. And don't forget to rate and leave a review so we can continue to bring more of that thorny chick, Karen KK Rose, and, dare I say, the lovable a-hole, Mr. DK Walker. See you on the next podcast.